Did you guys see the cover of New York Magazine? Welcome to Kamala. In a matter of days, the Democratic Party discovered that its future... What a couple of weeks, huh, guys? Dems, the media, and pop culture are all suddenly super into Kamala Harris. Did you guys see the cover of New York Magazine? Welcome to Kamala. In a matter of days, the Democratic Party discovered that its future was actually in the White House all along. So that's where she's been hiding. But they're right about one thing. It did happen fast. It seems like it was just weeks ago that a lot of the same people were insisting that Joe was in great shape and definitely running. According to KGP, he should be taking the golden pole vault right about now. And yet somehow we're supposed to just forget all that. Today, Kamala is Wonder Woman, when yesterday she was wonder why this woman is here. So we gotta ask ourselves why. Why did this adulation occur all at once? It's certainly not anything Kamala said. I can't be the only one who noticed that until yesterday's rally, we hadn't really heard much from her at all. And if you take away that unburdened by what has been thing that she does, I don't think she's actually said a complete sentence since she started fantasizing aloud about yellow school buses. So right now, she's actually more of an idea than a candidate. The reason for Kamala's meteoric rise is partisan politics. When you think nothing but my team good, other team bad, it doesn't even matter who Kamala is, as long as she's not on the other team. It's the same reason it took so long for any of them to say, hey, maybe there's something wrong with Joe. As in this guy.
The first frost, you know what was happening? You had to put on your windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window.
Oh my God.
That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. The group included groundbreaking Asian Americans like Vera Wang and Joan Shingang, Shanga Kawawa. I think I pronounced it correctly. She can call me Joe Biden.
I'd like to think that if I saw this happening to someone I knew, that I would speak up. Oh. But no one did, because our rabidly partisan politics have stopped people from actually thinking about anything. Once you pick a side, you don't have to think. You just go along with whatever your side says and use the rest of the room in your brain to think about how much you hate the other one. Now, Democrats didn't consider that Joe might be unfit for another 4 years because they'd already been conditioned to believe that that was a Republican thing to say. And of course, it's not just Democrats who are partisan, all right? Be honest. Both sides do this. As an independent, this means I'm lucky enough to have people from both sides yell at me sometimes. It can feel like I'm on Maury Povich and the DNA test just said, I am the father. It really sucks, and not just because it kind of hurts my feelings when people are mad at me. The hyper-partisanship also sucks because it tears us apart unnecessarily. It's sad, but it's true. Politics makes us fight with people we actually know on behalf of people who don't even know we exist. And all of this while the people in power play us against each other in order to gain even more power and control. It's the subject of my new book, I Used to Like You Until, which comes out in September, and you should pre-order now, and not just because my feet are on the cover. It's also because it's an issue that's very important to me, especially as I'm about to bring a new human into the world. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah. In case you haven't seen online today, I'm pregnant. And my body no longer looks like it did when I shot that book cover. As some of you have so kindly pointed out, by the way.
Oh, no.
Real nice, huh? You'd think Greg would at least say it to my face. No, my husband and I are very excited to become parents. Yes, thank you. And of course, of course, to finally have the acceptance of J.D. Vance. But I'm also nervous for a few reasons. One, we're not sure who the father is. Don't worry, I'm sure once we see what the baby looks like, it'll answer a lot of questions. It was a joke. Jeez. What do you think this is?
Stop looking at me!
But on a very serious note, guys, I'm also very worried about raising my child in a world where it's not acceptable to be an individual with independent thoughts. It's especially sad considering that we live in a country that was founded on the value of individual rights. I'm also terrified to just raise a child in general. I'm afraid I won't be a good mom. I'm afraid that I'll be giving up my career, and if my book or my tour flop, then I will see that as a confirmation of that fear. So if you've ever been in my mentions or email telling me to get pregnant, I did it. So help me out, please, and pre-order my book at therealcattiff.com. Thank you.
Clever, clever.
Thank you. And that was not self-promotion either, because it was for my kid. And if you don't want to order it because you hate me and you hated this whole monologue and you want me to be fired, please keep that to yourself, okay? I'm very sensitive right now because of all the hormones. And I also had to write this entire thing without my ADHD medication or nicotine and very little caffeine. As grateful as I am to be pregnant, it is also hard. I don't mean I'm some kind of unique victim either when I say that. I actually mean the opposite. To all of the gajillions of women out there who have done this, I had no idea how hard it was, and every single one of you is a hero. For real. And I know that it's, yes, thank you, one person who clapped. I also know that it's like not gonna get any easier, probably for decades if I'm lucky, because that's what motherhood is. But the good news is I can look at the hard times as just one more way I can relate to the other women who have shared this same experience. Yes, regardless of our politics. Let's welcome tonight's guest. She's so trippy, magic mushrooms are jealous. Host of Kennedy Saves the World podcast, Kennedy. His jokes are so sick, Anthony Fauci keeps lying about them. Comedian Jim Norton. On this McDonald's farm, she has a boatload of money. Host of the Evening Edit on Fox Business, Liz McDonald. If you think his biceps are big, you should see his heart. New York Times best-selling author, comedian, and former NWA world champion, Tyrant. All right, okay. Kennedy, I'll go to you first. You can talk about whatever, because you're an independent, and you're also like you were like the second person to find out I was pregnant. I had to talk to someone.
No, that's amazing. Like when your friend sends you a picture of a stick, you know you're close.
Well, it was like...
And any woman out there knows exactly what I'm talking about.
It was actually like 15 sticks, because I was like, no
because
way.
You're you. Yeah. You're not going to stop at one.
No.
It's like Pringles for you.
Yeah.
Like, once Cam popped, you couldn't stop.
Cam was like, we need to stop ordering these tests.
The doctor's like, no, seriously, stop ordering the tests.
But I think unity is so important. I mean, I think things are going to get worse as time goes on.
Yes.
And I think we just have so much more to agree on.
We have so much more in common than we will ever admit. But you give up your position if you say that. If everyone admits, like, oh boy, I sure hope my kids are okay. I sure hope that they have more money than I do and they're more successful than, me and their dad. If you admit that to other people, then you have admitted failure. Because you're absolutely right. It's just about two teams. And, I really appreciate we're in the green room talking about the people that we don't like in this election cycle. And if you do that in some groups, they will yell at you and kick you out of the room. Like if you have the nerve to say, wow, I really wish that Trump had picked Tulsi Gabbard, they'll short cheat your bed and pop all the tires on your car.
Well, that was for another reason.